July 6, 2011 was the scariest day of my life. Everett Becker was born. Everett was born with hypoplastic left heart syndrome, bell outlet right, transposition of the greater arteries, premature lungs. The list goes on. We found out about his hypoplastic left at our 20-week scan. We went through the fetal echoes, did the genetic testing. We went on our tour of the Cleveland Clinic PICU. We met with Dr. Mavridis. We were prepared. What we weren't prepared for was Everett getting rushed into surgery within the first 4 hours of his life. I can still remember the phone call from my husband. If he doesn't go in now, he won't survive. After what felt like days, my transport finally arrived. I got seen by my doctor and was finally able to meet back up with Neil at the Ronald Donald room. Finally, Dr. Mavridis was out of surgery and was able to see us. I've never seen anything like that. The feeling of excitement and terror walking up to the PICU home was a feeling like no other. I was finally going to see and touch my baby. What's he gonna look like? Amazingly, he looked like a baby. He had some fancy accessories, but no less, my son was under there. Wake up, pump, run to the hospital to make its rounds, sit, rub his head, hold his hand, kiss his nose, figure out my new vocabulary. This became my new normal. Eventually, I understood rounds. I knew what those big words meant. And I could answer some of the questions from the doctors before the nurses even had a chance to think. Am I really be able to do that? About 7 weeks in, they started talking about extubation. The mere mention of that E word made me shake, made my hands ridiculously clammy. Was I finally going to get to see that face that I had been dreaming of without that crazy tape across his nose? Was I finally going to get to hold my son for the first time? It finally happened. They extubated him, and he sat at 86. I finally got to hold him, and it was magical. I even allowed myself to imagine what it would be like on the floor. We were definitely on our way out. About a week later, he needed re-intubated. He needed to rest and regain some strength. Re-extubation was tentatively set for the following week. Wait a minute. His vent settings are going up. What's going on? Everett's pulmonary veins were closing and fast. Surgery got scheduled for the following morning. He was the first one in the case. About 10 hours later, they think they fixed it. He's touch and go, but we finally got to see him again. We got to rub his head, give him kisses, tell him how proud we were. But it's at that same time I thought my world ended. Dr. Stewart came in wondering why his art line was giving off funny numbers. And all I heard was, "There's a bigger problem here." He started pumping my son's heart inches from my face. We lost him. That's all I could think. We lost him. All I could hear was yelling and shouting. Couldn't make anything out. Until I heard one voice shouting to us down the hall, "We're not losing him." It was Dr. Stewart, in the midst of trying to save my son, thinking of two terrified parents, trying to reassure us. Everett ended up on ECMO that night, and after about a week, he was off and seemed to be doing well. Cautiously optimistic were the two new words to describe my son. Then came September 14th. I'm sure I was around, maybe I wasn't, I have no idea. I just remember Dr. Vale telling us she wanted to meet with us on the 5th floor. We instantly knew what that meant. On September 14th, 2011, at 1:15 p.m., my sweet Everett Hugh, an angel. Now what? How do I live? What do I do tomorrow? What about the next day? How am I supposed to take care of Landon, my oldest son, when I need someone to take care of me? Losing a child to a congenital heart defect is discovering how strong you really are. It's hearing all of the cliches, plus more. At least you can have more. That's my favorite. I don't want more. I want him. He's not a toy that you can just replace because it's broken. It's finding a new normal. It's not only losing your child, but losing 60 other people that have now become my family. Losing your child is your 3-year-old asking to buy his baby brother flowers at Giant Eagle. It's your 3-year-old thinking that his baby brother is at every cemetery that you pass on the road. It's your 3-year-old asking to go to the cemetery so he can show his brother his cool new shirt, because that has now become his normal. Throughout the past year, I've learned more than I ever knew about myself. I learned what I'm truly capable of. I've met an absolutely wonderful woman and her beautiful family. Our oldest boys have become best friends. I know our angels are best friends. And I know our youngest will be best friends. I've become closer to her than I ever could have imagined. She's held me up and carried me through some of my darkest days. She's also celebrated Everett's life, Landon's life, and Zoe with me. You expect to lose parents one day, but you don't worry about who will remember them, because they've lived a lifetime. When you lose your child, you do. Your biggest fear becomes not hearing your child's name, people not talking about them. Your fear is seeing your child's picture slowly coming down off of people's walls and refrigerators. You wonder how to make people understand that hearing that precious name does not bring pain, but overwhelming joy. If I can offer you a word of advice, talk about our children. Talk about them the same way that you talk about yours. They were here, maybe some for a year, maybe some for a day. Everett was here for 10 glorious weeks of ups and downs that I wouldn't give up for anything. Don't treat us any differently. We love our angels just as much as you love your child, and not a day goes by that we don't talk to them. We all became hurt moms and dads one way or another, and we always will be. We may all have different stories with different endings, but we will always be linked together for life through this one common bond. And now, Wendy Wilson.